Oh, hey, we're getting unwhelmed.
Welcome to Unwhelminars. Yay! It's Friday. It's Friday. I'm very, very excited today because we are continuing Strategic Planning Month of September, which also happens to be my birthday month. So, equal important pieces for y'all to remember. It's the 26th. So, welcome to my favorite part of strategic planning, which is mission statements. I'm pretty sure last week I said that values were my favorite part of strategic planning. Next week, we're going to focus on vision statements, and I will also tell you next week that that is my favorite piece of strategic planning. You're welcome. As an overview and review, this is strategic planning from Unwhelm Coaching. Welcome. We have been talking about the importance of strategic planning, what it is, why you need it, what does it do for your business. And to review what we have covered in our last couple of Unwhelminars, number one, do you need a strategic plan? Not really. Could you be successful without one? Absolutely. Do you could you fail with one? Also totally, of course. But strategic planning is the backbone, foundation, skeleton of your business. It tells you and other people, your clients, your employees, your business partners, your public, what you do, why you do it, and specifically for whom and when. And it gives people the overview of what your business is and why. So that is clearly an important piece for advertising and for marketing and for getting business financing and creating your business plan. But it is also really important for your heart and your soul and your motivation every day doing your business. So we follow in Unwhelm Coaching, the Unwhelm practice. I would love to talk with you about the Unwhelm practice, but I have done that in a lot of other Unwhelminars. So I'm going to just dial it back and I will tell you that our process and practice walks you through everything from external reasons that you may struggle in business or that women face unique challenges in business. And then it takes you all the way through strategic planning, systems, accountability, and all the way through to staying unwhelmed. You can learn more about that practice, of course, on our website, unwhelmcoaching.com. You can hit us up at hey@unwhelmcoaching.com, or you can hit me up specifically at katie@unwhelmcoaching.com. So, as we love to do, we're going to start this morning with just a little bit of grounding. If you are watching us on video, I'm going to give you some lovely things to look at. If you feel more comfortable with it, you can just close your eyes or rest your gaze somewhere in your environment. If you're just listening to us, you can just close your eyes, or please God, if you're driving, don't just close your eyes, just take some breaths. But if you happen to be with us today, or if you're watching on video, I offer for you a lovely place to rest your eyes, and that's my dog, Peter Brady, in front of a fire, cozy as can be. So we are going to channel Peter Brady in front of a fire energy today. So when you're ready, get yourself situated. If you're driving, then center your booty in your driver's seat. If you are walking while you're listening, then simply be mindful of your steps. Again, if you're walking or traveling, please don't close your eyes. But make sure that you have some connection to the earth. You understand, you can feel a rootedness. Straighten your shoulders, roll them up and back, and turn your head side to side to give a little stretch to your neck. And if you feel comfortable with it, you can sort of push one ear to your shoulder and the other ear to your shoulder. Look up and look down. And if you're in a situation where you can do so, please spread your arms and take a big breath in while lifting your arms over your head. And exhale while pushing down. Again, in and out. You place your hands in your lap or at your side, and as your breathing returns to normal, I'd like you to envision a place where you are really comfortable. Could be your bed, could be your sofa, could be in nature. Imagine what you might hear during that time. It could be the crackling of a fire or the babbling of a brook or the sound of the surf and the waves in the distance. Imagine what you might see. It could be the vast expanse of the ocean, or it could be the many, many greens of a forest. It could be a field of flowers, or the inside of your eyelids because you're taking a nap. What might you smell? Is it fresh air? Is it the salty ocean air? Is it wood smoke from a fire? Or one of my personal favorites, the smell of Oreos that you're eating in your bed? And what might be the taste on your tongue? Those Oreos? A bit of brine from the ocean. Can you taste green? And what might be the sensation you feel? Can you feel the breeze across your skin, or the weight of a blanket, or the gentleness of a breeze? Just really place yourself there and imagine that you are simply surrounded with love and peace and glorious solitude. And recognize that when you are feeling stressed in a day or in a time, that you can return here by simply imagining and closing your eyes and focusing on those sensations. So with another big breath in and out, when you're ready, I invite you to come back to this space with focus. Thank you. Part of what we value at Unwhelm Coaching is community and collaboration and women supporting women. And part of how we bring this value to life is that we bring intentionality to it. So we start most of our meetings with a focus, with breathing, with some meditation or a tarot reading, something to connect us to the intentionality of the meeting, of the gathering. And so with that, I would like to talk about how you prepare to get your mission statement written. And one of the things that I recommend every time, no matter which process, which step of the process you're in, is that you start with recognizing and altering your environment in a way that sets you up for success. So if, like me, you manage ADHD and visual clutter is a trigger for you, create an environment that is clutter-free. That doesn't mean go on a massive productive procrastination cleaning spree. It just means in this physical space, clear yourself clear yourself of clutter. So if you need to put dishes in the oven so that you can't see them, just do it. I'm not saying that I have ever done that when my in-laws are on the way over, allegedly, but if that helps, then just do it. Just remember to take them out later. Allegedly, again. Also, if the environment of your desk feels confining to you, move your process somewhere else. Go someplace where there's bigger space. If it's a nice calm day, you could take it outside. You could go to a workspace. You could engage someone else in this process that you trust, and you could go to their house or their workspace. Engage your senses. Make sure that your body is taken care of. So if you need to pee, go do that. If you if you have uncomfortable clothing, or if there's something bothering you, take care of that first. Manage yourself. And then engage your other senses. Make sure that you have something that smells good. It could be a scented candle, it could be some incense, it could be spray your favorite or diffuse your favorite essential oil. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, just make sure it feels good to you. Something as simple as boiling some cinnamon on a stove, or my personal favorite real estate trick, bake cookies just before a house showing, right? So make some cookies and bring them to your workspace. I like to start with ritual. Ritual grounds me. It's part of why we do start those meetings and our gatherings with this grounding and this intention setting. So ritual for me includes lighting a candle, reading, doing some breath work or meditation. And one of the things that happens is it slows my heart rate. It centers me. It helps me release those other worries and stressors that are on my mind. And it also triggers my ADHD brain with ritual, because my brain says, here is a routine, so I know what's coming next. When I do this routine, it sets up my brain to understand that now we're entering work mode. It's like when I put the harness on the dog and he knows it's work time. So it's harnessing my Jack Russell Terrier brain to tell it, now we work. It makes my work time more productive, and it makes it feel more authentic. So we have started. We are in our zone, in our workspace, and you have your Post-its. JK kidding, that's me. You can use whatever you want. So once again, I'm going to have you draw on whatever modality works for you. So you're going to have Post-its and markers, or you're going to have just sheets of paper and a pen, or you'll use your computer and you'll type. Whatever feels comfortable for you to get words from your brain and your heart external in a way that you can evaluate them and edit them. The act of handwriting for me is really important because it slows me down, centers and focuses me, and it makes me really aware of what I'm doing. It also, because I tend to, one component of my ADHD is that I tend to move a lot unless I am hyper focused. It allows me to incorporate movement into my work in a way that keeps me centered and grounded and on track. So you have all of your supplies and we're ready to rock and roll. And now you're like, okay, let's write a mission statement. And then it's overwhelming and you draw a blank. So I want to review for you what we can put into a mission statement and how we can make our business smash the patriarchy while we're writing a mission statement. But I also want to walk through with you why it's overwhelming, what we've been taught about mission statements, and how we can break it down so it's less intimidating and, I don't know, less overwhelming. So I want to start with talking about the traditional mission statements and how they've been crafted. So we're going to go through some what I think are good or decent mission statements and some really terrible mission statements. And one of the things that we've talked about in the past about strategic planning is that it's disingenuous from a corporate America, aggressive capitalism standpoint, because the masculine-centered business and economy says that we value growth, profit, overworking, and those components more than we value anything else. So if we know this about the masculine business economy that we are currently living in, we are existing in aggressive late-stage capitalism. So we know that most corporations, particularly the largest ones, are interested in profit and growth. And they're interested in profit not for their employees or their middle management. They're interested in profit for their owners and their shareholders, their largest shareholders. So things like speed and efficiency, ownership, the meritocracy. We can only do and have things if we deserve them. Inherited or transferred ownership. So that again indicates exclusivity. Those things are inherent in the system that we are operating in. So if we know this, but the most profitable companies on the planet have mission statements that are lofty and very emotion centered, then our brains recognize that disconnect, even if we don't do it consciously. We see that these corporations are doing one thing while they say another. So we are programmed in our experiences to think that a mission statement is bullshit, that it's just marketing, that it's what we're supposed to say so that people will want to invest or will want to engage with our company. So if that's the training and the environmental input that we've received, then when you go to craft your own mission statement, two things happen. Number one, you may think that you have to craft this mission statement so that it fits in a profit-making masculine model. And number two, you may be already thinking, there's no point in this because it's bullshit. So if we can unpack those and at least acknowledge and recognize them, then we can start from a slightly different perspective. So we have talked about the feminine economy and a feminist business model. And here I'm starting to warm up now because this is one of my favorite subjects. You're going to hear me talk about it a lot. So in a feminine economy or in a feminine or feminist business, we can value and we can determine what holds the highest value for us. So for me, collaboration, support, empowerment, those things are the most important things in my business. And so I really put them center of my entire strategic plan. They are stated in my values and I bring them forward in my mission statement. So in a feminine economy, we can value connecting with nature, empathy, support, embodiment, sustainability. And if we are recognizing these components, these values as important to our own business, we can build them into our mission statement. And instead of using the mission statement as something we tell other people, we use the mission statement to drive what we do. Thanks for listening to me talk some more about the feminine economy. I'm quite sure it's not the last time we're going to mention it. So I want to talk now about building a mission statement and a little bit about why. So if you've already done the work of building a mission statement or a strategic plan, and you already have one, if you can clearly state or articulate your mission, vision, values, and goals, good on you. Yay. Take this as an opportunity to revisit those statements and to refine them as needed, or to evaluate your business and see if you are doing business in accordance with that strategic plan. If you're not, then you can decide to either align your activities with those goals, vision, mission, and values, or you can adjust your mission, vision, values, and goals to align with your daily activities. It's important to note that your mission and your strategic plan are not set in stone, nor should they be. This is a process you should undertake more than once in the lifetime of your business. At the beginning of your business, you're going to want to visit these statements and these guiding principles at least once a month. And you'll want to set aside the time to really evaluate what is mission, vision, what are my defining values? Do my goals match these mission, vision, values, and am I able to achieve them? You do that every single month so that you are on track, because one of the fastest ways for mission creep to happen, I'll get to that definition in a minute, but one of the fastest ways for that to happen is when we're in the process of building your business, and especially when funding is tight, that is when you can get off mission very quickly because you're chasing shiny objects or you're chasing dollars. So mission creep is when a business or an organization or even a person begins to take on actions, initiatives, plans, goals that are outside of their stated mission. They may be great ideas. They may be very worthy, and they may even be within the realm of your industry or your focus area. But if they are outside of your mission and you continue to pursue those items or those actions or those shiny objects, then your mission shifts. Because as we have talked about values, what you do is what you value. In the same way, what you do, why you do it, who you're doing it for, and how you do it are evident in your everyday practices. So what you're doing is your mission. The things that you focus on to carry out that mission, those are your values. So once again, if it doesn't match, if those two things are not in alignment, take the time to realign them by changing one or the other or both. So your mission needs to be revisited to ensure that it is accurate, relevant, that it still matters and it makes a difference to you, that it's your guiding principle still. And so when you're new, do it all the time, every month. After about your first year in business, check on it every 60 days, move to quarterly, every 6 months. And when you've been in business and you're very clear and your activities and your strategic plan is really aligned with your everyday activities, when that happens, you still need to visit your strategic plan at least annually. If you don't have a business or a strategic plan or even any idea, you can use this time to develop your own personal strategic definition, your own plan, and you can identify your non-negotiables in ways that help ease your decision-making process. They can help you establish boundaries and hold them, and you can use them to define everything from your volunteer work to if you're interviewing for working for other people, if you're in leadership, if you're in management, your personal strategic plan can inform the way that you do work with other people. If you have a business or an idea and you're just starting out, this is the perfect place to start. This is a really great and in my opinion, absolutely vital piece of business building. I say again, this step should be fun, even if it's not easy, because this is where you get to dream. And this is where you get to shape your business and your vision exactly the way you want. And then use that to identify key steps to make it happen. So if you are currently in the startup phase or you have a business and you get really excited about a different mission or a shift in mission, that is okay. Startup is a great time to do that. If your theoretical and hypothetical mission doesn't resonate with you and doesn't feel like the reality that you want, that is okay. It just might mean that you're focusing on the wrong things. Or maybe you haven't fully realized or embraced your own dreams, and that's okay. You don't have to have the answers. We will get there. And once again, mission is not carved in stone. So if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Fix it. As I like to say, it's not your fault, but now you get to fix it. So it's really important to recognize that if you are a founder or a sole proprietor, this is your work. It is not the work of a committee or a group. You can definitely call in help. And of course, I recommend using a business coach or a strategic planning expert to help you get here. Of course, I know a couple, you can call me. But it is really important to know that this is yours. This is your dream, your vision, and it's yours alone. I also want to caution that if you're working on this step, this is kind of like your baby. These are your baby dreams. So protect them and be careful with them and only share them when you're ready and with people you trust. If you are working with a group or a team, it's important to get input from your stakeholders. It could be your end users or your clients. It could be your investors or stakeholders. It could be your family or your close friend group. And it could be your co-founder or your executive team. But keep the group who's focusing on writing these mission statements quite small, using the input from your stakeholders. I really enjoy what Amanda Kahlo, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She's the founder of 6 Sense. I really like what she has to say about working with other people to develop your strategic plan. She says, stay true to yourself and your vision. Don't let any one person's opinion move you. Listen, but be confident. When I was working on my Unwhelm coaching strategic plan, I wrote those words down and put them on a post-it, because I love post-its, next to my computer so that I would remember. Listen, but be confident. I know what I want to stand for, and what I was looking for from my advisors was help in articulating that. I think it's important to note that writing a mission statement can be really overwhelming, so do your best to stay present and stay aware. Give yourself breaks, walk away if you need to. You will know you've arrived at the right mission statement when you don't have to memorize a catchy phrase and you don't get it wrong, and it's not like memorizing a line in a play or a book. You will know it and you'll feel it, and it will be the way that you describe your business. It's the answer to, what does your company do? Oh, and you'll be able to say it because it's what you believe. I would like to take a minute now to talk about what a mission statement is and what it isn't. A mission statement is essentially 4 things. It's what you do. At its very basic, a mission statement is, what does your company do? Why does it exist? How does it do it? For whom do you do it? And why? Those 4 pieces. It sounds really simple, but it becomes really overwhelming really quickly, because it is the amount of guidance available to you is kind of insane. So if you want to know why it's overwhelming, just Google how to write a mission statement. I guarantee you will walk away going, okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. So if you can, once again, offer yourself some guidance. I went back to my old friend Post-its and I wrote down what, how, for whom, and why, so that I would remember to include those components. And again, this is like a formula. This is basic. Not all mission statements cover all 4 of those components, and yet there are mission statements that are amazing and really inspiring that don't contain those. And there are mission statements that contain all 4 of those components very clearly and are boring as hell. Please don't do that. Here's where it starts to get kind of crazy, because the other things that are included and that are signified by your mission statement are your values, your culture, your ethics, the market you're in, your goals. I mean, come on, in 2 sentences? It should be distilled into a single or 2 sentences, 3 at the absolute most, but please don't do that. I mean, a vague mission statement won't tell people what your business is. One that's too wordy leaves them confused. There's a lot to be done. So, good mission statements will they'll be concise, so not too wordy. They'll be action oriented, so they won't be passive. They'll be simple, short, relevant. They'll be long-term, so they'll be sustainable. They'll be measurable, memorable, not wordy, not passive or boring or complex, not too long, not too lofty, not trendy or vague. You see how this can get really overwhelming. So I would like to, now I'm going to move to some examples of mission statements. And For me, this is kind of like just digging in and doing the work. You will hear these sentences, these mission statements, they'll either resonate with you and you'll say, yes, that makes sense, or you'll go, what the hell is that person talking about? When you are struggling to start with your mission statement, you can use some guidance. And again, stay flexible. It's 1 to 3 sentences. Don't go over 100 words. You can get really granular. The average mission statement is 29 words. Do you need to have 29 words, no more, no less, in your mission statement? No, obviously not. But it's good guidance to simply think about. And don't think about these as a blueprint that you have to follow, but rather sort of guidelines. So you can use a formula. Blank's mission is to, what services or goods do you sell or provide? Serving your ideal clients. I'm using air parentheses, by the way. By how do you do it to do X? And I will have these prompts and these sort of formulas up on the website so that you can easily access them. Company name provides ideal client with services or goods. How? So that they can why. So there are a number of formulas you can use. I advise you to use these once again, just as a starting point, because you could even go to any number of free mission statement generators, and then you end up with some incredibly bullshit, terrible mission statements. But it is a little bit amusing. It's a kind of like a Mad Libs game. So I love this. In chat here, we have, it's hard to believe Disney has a terrible mission statement, but they do. They do. It's terrible. Disney's mission statement is to be one of the world's leading producers and providers of entertainment and information. That's not all. Using its portfolio of brands to differentiate its content, services, and consumer products. Disney, what the hell? Do you not sell Mickey Mouse ears? Oh my God. Do you not produce disgusting television? Of course you do. So I'm just going to run through some of these really terrible mission statements so that you can go, oh, now I see why this is so terrible. Number 1 mission statement I'm going to read aloud is to X's brand mission is to be our customers' favorite place and way to eat and drink. Once again, we couldn't just stop there. That's just the first sentence. After that, it goes like this. Our worldwide operations are aligned around a global strategy called the Plan to Win, which center on an exceptional customer experience, people, products, place, price, and promotion. Now, if you've taken even a single marketing class, you will know that those are the 5 P's of marketing. Why would you put this in your mission statement if you're not teaching this? That's McDonald's, y'all. That's McDonald's. Like, why do I need to know your interior marketing strategy? Next, to create a shopping experience that pleases our customers, a workplace that creates opportunities and a great working environment for our associates, and a business that achieves financial success. I'd like to have more, bigger, loftier goals in here. That's Albertsons. Do you or do you not sell groceries, Albertsons? A shopping experience that pleases our customers. Is that not every retail outlet's experience? Did anybody ever write a statement that says, our mission is to create a confusing and infuriating shopping experience that makes people feel homicidal? I mean, unless that's like Walmart's essential mission, if it's not their stated mission. Next, to help make every brand more inspiring and the world more intelligent. That's pretty big words for a company whose product is stick-on labels. That's Avery. I think you're beginning to see, I hope that you're beginning to see why a bad mission statement can really disconnect your clients or your customers from the essence of your business. This is part of why mission statement writing and strategic planning feels like bullshit, because this is bullshit. Number, I don't know. Number 4, X is the leader in entertainment and hospitality, a diverse collection of extraordinary people, distinctive brands, and best-in-class destinations. I mean, destinations, maybe it's resorts, maybe it's a country, maybe it's a cruise, right? No, that's MGM Resorts International. That reads like something you'd read on a brochure or a not so humble brag. It is not what they do and why. I also need to place a caveat here that a lot of these are old mission statements that have since been revised, largely because a lot of these ended up pretty constantly on the list of the world's worst mission statements. So some of these have been revised. So I want to give companies props to listening to that input and not holding firm to an awful mission statement. Some of them exist to this day. Also, important to note that mission statements are incredibly suggestive. There are, subjective. I mean, Fredericks of Hollywood might have an incredibly suggestive mission statement, but they're subjective because some of these mission statements that I'm reading to you are simultaneously on lists of the best mission statements ever written and lists of the worst mission statements ever written. So this is why mission statement and strategic planning and statement writing is so personal and important to you, because you have to be able to go, this makes sense to me, not this fits a pattern, or this is going to end up on the list of the best mission statements ever written, but this is what matters to me, and it's articulating clearly to other people. Next, we have one of the worst mission statements ever written, and it's 3 words. So, I mean, we've got concise, check that off the list. It is not even a complete sentence. This is the mission. Undisputed marketplace leadership, period. It was on this company's website, this sentence fragment with a period, which makes the internal grammar police in me just cringe. And it makes the frustrated English teacher in me just want to throttle them. I need a red pen. It gets worse. This was Hershey's mission statement. Do you produce chocolate? Do you make my cookies better? Because I don't see that in there. I mean, what marketplace? What defines leadership? For whom? Undisputed? Wow, that's intense, and also tells us nothing about the company. Next, we have X is in the home improvement business. Okay, we know what they do. And our goal is to provide the highest level of service, the broadest selection of products, and the most competitive prices. Once again, I ask you, what retail business, what home improvement business does not strive for a big selection of products, good pricing, and high level of customer service? How is that relevant to them? How does it set them apart from anyone else? That's Home Depot, but it could also be Lowe's. It could also be Ace Hardware. It could also be any home improvement business at all. This is where I'm drawing attention to. It has to be personal and specific to you. It has to tell people why you instead of somebody else. Here's another one. To be a company that inspires and fulfills your curiosity. Okay, but what do you do? That is Sony. Sorry, Sony. Sony, the producer of electronics, right? Okay. I'm just saying, I really just want my products to work. I just want to be able to get the information I need quickly and without IT hassles, but that doesn't tell me that Sony's going to do that for me. Next, to refresh the world in mind, body, and spirit, to inspire moments of optimism and happiness through our brands and actions. This is one that lands pretty consistently on both lists, worst and best. This is the Coca-Cola Company. It's quite lofty to inspire moments of optimism and happiness through our brands and actions. I haven't been inspired by Coca-Cola since the 70s when they had the commercials of the people holding hands across the world. I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Right. Also, if I just need to just point out that if you're a Pepsi drinker, this particular mission is complete bullshit. Not that I'm calling names anybody in this room, but again, it's very vague. That's terrific. Here's the next one. Shape the future of the internet. Ooh, by creating unprecedented value and opportunities for our customers, our employees, investors, and ecosystem partners. So that's very jargony. That's really vague. And it's Cisco, which is an IT corporation. Shaping the future of the internet sounds really great, but if you're not, say, a browser, or if you're not Google, for instance, this seems like something that doesn't really sound achievable. This one's really great. Again, it's another one that great as in it's a good example. It's another one that lands on best and worst lists quite a lot, but I personally think it belongs right here on the please don't do this list. To provide the best customer service possible. Deliver wow, all caps, wow, through service. To provide the best customer service possible, deliver wow through service. That's Zappos. Doesn't tell me there that I'm gonna get some shoes, because that's why I go to Zappos. We need to say what do we do and why and how here. I mean, at a minimum. I do like this one. Remember I said don't be too wordy or too long or try to cram everything in there? How about this one? The mission of this organization is to collect, preserve, study, exhibit, and stimulate appreciation for and advance knowledge of works of art that collectively represent the broadest spectrum of human achievement at the highest level of quality. Oh, we're not done, y'all. All in the service of the public and in accordance with the highest professional standards. What the hell? What is happening right here? That is MoMA, Modern Museum of Art. Sure, when you know that it's MoMA, you go, oh, okay. I mean, you might think that that's a museum, or maybe it's a gallery, or maybe it's a nonprofit. I just don't know. So you have, I should have counted the number of words in that single sentence. Once again, the English professor in me is just like breaks out in hives reading that and just looking at it. There's not a period to be seen. And I'm like, whoa, it's too much. They didn't even have a semicolon in there, and we love semicolons. So I'm hoping you're seeing some similarities and some patterns. They're really broad. They're very vague. They could be applied to any business or any business within this particular industry. It could be really insanely lofty. And that's where your vision statement goes. We'll talk about that next week, but this is the place where we're talking about what we actually do. At a bare minimum, almost none of these tell you what does the company do. I took my Unwhelming Coaching's business through a mission statement generator, a free mission statement generator. You can just find them anywhere. And this is what we came up with. Our mission at Unwhelming Coaching is providing technical, operations, and leadership support with originality, sincerity, and honesty. Oh my God, that's boring. And also all of those words incredibly overwhelmed. No. So if you're going to use a mission statement generator, use it to get some laughs or to define what you aren't. Let me come back let me just bring it back in because I can go off on this for an hour. It's hilarious. There are some questions that you might want to ask yourself. And again, this guidance will be on the website when you're starting to develop your mission statement. Who is your ideal client? What is their life like before your services or your interaction with you, and after? What is the change you bring to them? What is a problem that you solve for your customers or your clients? What are your clients looking for when they come to you? What kind of image do you want to project? So that will help shape the way that you phrase your mission statement. If you're looking to project some fun or some originality or authenticity, you're going to want to steer away from words that are overused. What are you working toward right this minute? What inspires you and your teams, your clients, your customers, and what's unique about your business? You can ask yourself those questions, and those will help begin to guide the way that you write your mission statement. So here are some things to remember not to do. And once again, you've seen, I'm hoping that's what you saw in the last exercise we just did. Don't use a lot of jargon or buzzwords, especially if they don't even apply to your specific industry. McDonald's. Throw out a ton of words. Don't do that. Don't just throw all the words at the wall and just leave them all there, MoMA. Don't sprinkle in vague words and long sentences and get boring and lose people halfway through your statement. Keep it simple, keep it concise. Don't use big, broad generalizations. So if your mission statement can apply to almost anyone, it's not your mission statement. And don't set unrealistic goals that you can never achieve. You're going to want to be concrete. So take your time, do the work. When you think that you've got it, write it in big letters on a piece of paper, put it where you can read it several times a day, sleep on it for a night or two, then gently release it to your hype team, the people that you love, and ask them what they think. Be careful with your baby. Only share it with people that you trust and people who love you. And listen, but be confident. So here are some mission statements that I do like. I mean, I can pick apart all of these, but here are some that I do think kind of hit the mark. To give customers the most compelling shopping experience possible. You might think to yourself, that's really vague and broad, and everybody feels that way. But when you know that it's from Nordstrom, if you've shopped at Nordstrom, you understand that they are here for a very boutique, curated, expensive shopping experience. Sorry, thank you for your patience. I enjoy this one. To accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. That's Tesla. You might notice that they don't say in here that their mission is to sell cars. But if you dig into the company, aside from the mission of making Elon Musk the richest person in the universe, their actions are aligned with things like creating free charging stations for electric vehicles, developing electric car and other sustainable alternatives to fossil fuels. This one I really enjoy. X prevents and alleviates human suffering in the face of emergencies by mobilizing the power of volunteers and the generosity of donors. That's the American Red Cross. Connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. That's LinkedIn. It's very simple. They are not saying that they're here to sell or transform the shopping environment. They're here telling you that they're here to connect the world's professionals. I like this one, though it also ends up on both the worst and best list. And this is a very, very simple, concise, and I think powerful mission statement. And that is TED, the parent of TED Talks. The mission of TED is spread ideas. Just that. To entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe through the power of unparalleled storytelling. That I like. But they didn't stop there. Reflecting the iconic brands, creative minds, and innovative technologies that make ours the world's premier entertainment company. Okay, stop. But I mean, that's the revision of Disney's. So it was terrible and it got less terrible, but is still bad. I do enjoy this one. from Spotify. Spotify is, thank you for your patience. Our mission is to unlock the potential of human creativity by, thank you, my notes are small, so it's hard for me to read them, by giving 1 million creative artists the opportunity to live off their art and billions of fans the opportunity to enjoy and be inspired by it. So here they have their, what do they do? They have why they do it. They inspire, they give artists the opportunity to live off of their arts. They have numbers attached to it, and they have the who, artists and fans. We have Life is Good. And you may know them may know them as a company that sells T-shirts and hats and branded journals and things. And their mission is to spread the power of optimism. I do like that. It does not say in here that they do that by taking our money, but I do appreciate that the name of the company is Life is Good, and their mission is to spread optimism. Whole Foods Market, to nourish people and the planet. We are a purpose-driven company that aims to set the standards of excellence for food retailers. Quality is a state of mind at Whole Foods Market. Again, take it for what it is. You can read this and think, the last time I went to Whole Foods Market, I felt homicidal because I nearly died in the parking lot, and then I went in and found a $12 grape. But this is their mission, their stated mission. Finally, I do enjoy, once again, recognizing the disconnect and the bullshit of an aggressive late-stage capitalist masculine economy. Knowing all of that, the mission of Southwest Airlines is dedication to the highest quality of customer service delivered with a sense of warmth, friendliness, individual pride, and company spirit. Sounds good. Once again, the disconnect. Was Southwest Airline not on the list of airlines with the most canceled flights and delays in the entire industry? Yes, I think they were. So your mission statement should reflect what your business is doing. At Unwhelm Coaching, because strategic planning is our jam, because I absolutely love talking about mission, vision, values, we spent a lot of time developing exactly how to articulate what our values and our mission are. And we revisit our strategic plan at least monthly, and we talk about it a lot. I'm not saying be like Unwhelm Coaching, but if you want to, that's totally fine. I'm just telling you that I'm not here to say I should have rewritten Disney's mission statement. I mean, we could try, but I am telling you that I'm practicing what I'm preaching and that I revisit this statement. Our mission statement reads like this. Unwhelm Coaching is here to unwhelm the overwhelm of business by co-creating solutions that turn women's ideas into reality. In this statement, the who is women. We work almost entirely with women. The what is unwhelming the overwhelm of business. How do we do that? We co-create solutions. I work with my clients. And the why is so that women's ideas can become reality. My values are embedded in this mission statement, and I believe this every day. It is not bullshit. I didn't have to memorize it or write it into a script to be recited or trotted out. This is what I do, and it's why I do it. I do have a second sentence in my mission statement, and that is, we believe you deserve more time, more money, and more joy. That is what I am here to do with women, to make sure that you have more time, more money, and more joy. I believe all of these things, they align perfectly with my personal mission, vision, and values. And I'm very comfortable talking about them and defining my business this way. So that takes us to what the hell do I do next? Thanks, Katie, for overwhelming me with all of this pressure. and all of these pieces of advice. What you do next is take a big breath and realize that unless you are writing your mission statement and crafting your strategic plan while on the bus from the movie Speed, and I may be dating myself, and that people are going to die if you do not have your mission statement perfect right this minute, that your work is not fatal, that you can get it wrong, and that's okay, because when we know better, we do better. So take a big breath. Know that this is where you start, and it is important, but it is not fatal, and that you can change it. The second step is get some guidance. You can get it from me. You can get it from elsewhere on the internets. By Tuesday, this information and this downloadable guidance will be available to you so that you can just print it or look at it, and it can help you with some guidance. Number 3, get help. If this is really overwhelming and crazy making for you, if you need the help, look to a strategic planning expert. Could be a business coach, could be someone who has nonprofit or for-profit experience. Look for somebody who can understand your point of view and help meet you where you are. So you don't want to work with somebody who's going to make fun of what you have right now, or somebody who's going to dismiss your thoughts or bulldoze you. But what you're looking for is really an accountability buddy, somebody who can ask you the questions that will clarify and help shape what you believe. So take a breath, remember it's not fatal, and get some help.
Oh, hey, we're getting unwhelmed.
And as always, you can catch all of our recordings on our website at unwhelmcoaching.com.